From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Robin Chan with today's Voice Briefing. It's Tuesday, April 22nd, 2025. From reporter Neeraj Warikoo, Catholics and others in Michigan mourned the death of Pope Francis, saying his legacy of compassion and kindness will be remembered by many. Pope Francis died Easter Monday from a stroke and irreversible heart failure, according to a death certificate released by the Vatican. He was 88. In a statement, Archbishop of Detroit Edward Weisenberger said, quote, "My heart is heavy as our world has lost a powerful, prophetic, and loving voice. However, I also rejoice in what I pray will be a blessed reward of joy beyond all understanding for a truly great and loving universal shepherd." End quote. The late pontiff was also praised Monday by leaders of other denominations and faiths in Metro Detroit, including in Muslim, Hindu, and Jewish communities. There are about 900,000 Catholics in southeastern Michigan, making up the largest religious group in the region. In 2017, Pope Francis gave the title of Blessed to Solanus Casey as a Capuchin friar in Detroit, making him one step away from becoming a saint. The papal leader also named in February the new Archbishop of Detroit, Weisenberger, who has been outspoken in support of immigrants. Catholics who are progressive especially liked Pope Francis, saying he was more open towards groups such as LGBTQ+ people, migrants, and the poor. Some conservative Catholics were upset with his views, saying he was too liberal in his positions, such as putting restrictions on traditional Latin masses. For more on this story, you can search on Freep.com for Neeraj Warikoo's article, "Michigan Catholics Mourn Death of Pope Francis, Recall His Kindness." This audio briefing featured contributions from USA Today.
I'm Frank Witzel with the Detroit Free Press. Lanes of Interstate 696 are set to close for roadwork this spring and summer, and eventually there will be a detour. Beginning this week through late July, work on the median of westbound I-696 from Southfield to Blaser Roads will temporarily narrow to just 2 lanes, and this likely will lead to traffic delays and require more time for commuters to get to work. Next month, starting at 9 p.m. May 9th, westbound I-696 will be closed from I-75 to M10 so work crews can demolish the Church Street Plaza bridge. The road is set to be closed until 5 a.m. May 19th and will require a detour. The projects are part of Michigan's massive ongoing roadway construction effort by the Michigan Department of Transportation, in which freeways and 60 overpass bridges are being widened, repaired, and rebuilt.
For the Detroit Free Press, I'm John Wisely. Michigan's major research universities spend about $1.4 million per day on goods and services to support their sprawling research operations. That money flows into the local and national economy for things like lab equipment, software services, and other things they need to conduct their research. But universities are worried because the Trump administration is looking to cut spending. It wants to cap the amount of money it will pay them for indirect costs, like those costs associated with operating their labs. Tyler Thiel is an economist in Lansing. She studies the economic impact of all that research. She tells me that while those goods and services purchases pour millions into the economy, the true impact of that research is far larger. That's because it draws people, ideas, and investment capital from around the world. By her tally, the direct impact of all that research is about $1.6 billion per year, and the indirect impact is about $3.2 billion. To read more about it, please visit freep.com.
This is M.L. Elric, on-guard government watchdog columnist at the Detroit Free Press. Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan says the Democratic Governors Association is going to spend $3 million trying to smear him, and guess what? He's loving it. That's because Duggan is running for governor as an independent, and he thinks any attacks by Democrats only increase his chances of being elected Michigan's governor next year. Now, the Democratic Governors Association won't say what they know about where this money is coming from, but they do say Mike Duggan should quit complaining and just release some public records that an opposition researcher has asked for. I've got some thoughts on this, as well as somebody else the DGA may or may not be interested in, and it's all in my latest exclusive column for the Detroit Free Press. Thanks for listening, thanks for reading, and thanks for subscribing. We can't do this work without your support.
Find more from the Detroit Free Press on Freep.com. That's FREEP.com. Thank you for listening, and you'll hear more from us tomorrow.